The hometown hero hasn't only made an impact here in East Brunswick. O'Reilly, along with Team USA, has helped the sport of soccer grow throughout the nation. Penn State head football coach Bill O'Brien has made his mark in his first season with the team. But in the background of an 8-4 season capped with a number of accolades, there are unsung heroes behind the scenes. A run-on program. As you can see behind me in the student section and throughout Rec Hall, there's a whole lot of pink. That's because it's Penn State's annual Big Pink event. There's no question when the Pennsylvania native is at the plate tonight, Penn State will have their hands full. Tomorrow both teams will battle it out once again, but this time in a do-or-die situation, with the winner heading to Bristol, Connecticut for the Mid-Atlantic Regional and a shot to make the Little League World Series. While both players are batting below 200, head coach Rich Maloney said, "Don't be fooled by their numbers. Both players have made an immediate impact, especially in the field." Thanks, Michael. Coming up in sports, Penn State football travels to Nebraska this weekend for a Big Ten showdown with the Cornhuskers. We'll see why it's more than just a game. Well, the wait is finally over. Revis Island is headed to a peninsula. Now, Penn State basketball will be making a splash in Puerto Rico next week, but first comes a test against in-state opponent St. Francis. Of all the sports you might see at the Prudential Center, hockey, basketball, even the circus, well, here comes the Street League Professional Skateboarding Championships. EJ Manuel has been watching the entire NFL draft on TV since he was 9 years old. And on April 25th, Manuel will be front and center at Radio City Music Hall. Our Patrick Wu has more. And finally, the State College high school football team is playoff bound. There is no secret with this upcoming NFL draft class that many view this crop of incoming rookie quarterbacks as subpar at best. Just 10 days until the NFL draft, you could almost taste it at this point. We hope to see you next time on the road to Radio City. Well, that's your Friday Sports. I'm Marco Ranzi. Have a great weekend. And then Micah Hancock, she did a really good job of spreading around the wealth, keeping everybody active. How important is that to keep everybody fresh on the floor? Marco Ranzi here down on the field with assistant coach Eric Fulmer and Sean Deegan. First, Sean, bottom of the fourth, huge 3-run triple. Take me through that at bat. Great win once again for you guys, and it seemed like it was by committee with the pitching staff. How are you guys able to piece together the victory on the pitching side? Marco Ranzi here with head coach Coquise Washington. First off, congrats on your first win of the season. Now in the first half, your team got a little shaky start, but you let them play on. What kind of confidence do you have in your team to let them play out like that? And then finally, NC State, you have them in 6 days. How do you prepare for the 6th-ranked team in the nation? The weight room in the Lash football building is where strength and conditioning coach Craig Fitzgerald molds Iron Lions. Formerly with South Carolina University, the Philadelphia native wanted to implement a competitive atmosphere at Penn State when he arrived in January.
Well, football players, by nature are extremely competitive people. And, a lot of these guys were 2 and 3 sport stars in high school. So when you just play football, at the end of the season, it's, hey, yeah, we're lifting weights, but you want to really initiate and kind of develop those competitive juices.
A new style of tug and war and a special board to look at while they stretch has accomplished that.
They have to walk by and look right at those record boards. That kind of sets them up for a little, motivation immediately. Say, hey, you want to get on the board?
And right before they hit the weights, Fitzgerald breaks the team into military squads based on position. The linemen are in their own row as the tanks. The linebackers and the tight ends are the bombers, while the speedsters and skill players are the jets. And the coach, who is also known as Fitz or Fitzy, has his own personal favorite.
We save 1 rack for the special group called the snipers, okay? And that's Ficken and Alex Butterworth. There are snipers, so they have to be kind of stone cold guys on top of the roof, ice in their veins.
The players use brand new versatile machines that help deal with NCAA workout restrictions.
For us, we need a lot of racks. We need to be able to have the athletes stay at that station the whole time during the lift, because again, it's an 8-hour rule. You want to be as efficient as possible. You don't want a guy doing something over here. They have to go over there and back and forth, and you can waste maybe 2 minutes over a 5-minute period, and you're not going to get those back.
Luckily, there's no restrictions for TV reporters. In University Park, I'm Marco Ranzi for the Center County Report. Taking a look in sports, we start with baseball. The Yankees were in Cleveland trying to bounce back after getting swept in Chicago by the White Sox. As we head to the highlights, Nick Swisher has been swinging a strong bat for the Bombers ever since moving up in the lineup. Here, top one, driving the ball to right center field. Swisher continuing his resurgent August. Jeter scores easily, yanks up 1-0. Tied in the 7th now, but once again, high Sox and a high shot to right. This time it carries over the wall for Swisher's 19th dinger of the year, and New York goes on to top the Tribe 3-1. Now on to Citi Field, where it's been a home field disadvantage for the Mets. John Neese the victim this time. New York is now 2-15 at home since the All-Star break. They fall to the Astros 3-1. Another frustrating season in Flushing. To the scoreboard now, the Thunder top Akron Arrows 6-1. Blue Claws fall to the Kannapolis Intimidators 3-1. And the Somerset Patriots 2-1 winners over the York Revolution. And now we go to the gridiron, where the New York Football Giants were in preseason action against the Bears, and the Giants' first-round pick, David Wilson, once again turning some heads, here weaving between defenders on a nice run to the right side. G-men lose 2017, but the real unfortunate news was when Prince Amukamara went down with a high ankle sprain. Could be a big hit for New York's already depleted secondary. Of all the sports you might see at the Prudential Center, hockey, basketball, even the circus, well, here comes the Street League Professional Skateboarding Championships. This afternoon in Newark, some of the sport's top names held a clinic for local kids. The event goes all weekend, including a practice session on Saturday from 1 to 7 p.m. Then on Sunday, the top 8 finalists battle for a $200,000 first place prize.
This is a massive contest. This is probably the biggest skateboarding contest in skateboarding. So, yeah, it'll be this weekend, man. It's just another day.
This is an amazing, I guess, privilege. Just to be able to come down and just skate with all these guys. Nige is great, Sheckler's amazing. And not only to meet them and shake their hand and say hi, but then to skate with them, that's my dream. This is just so cool.
What a great experience for the kids. Well, that's your Friday sports. I'm Marco Ranzi. Have a great weekend.